Hey listeners, this is your host, Brother X. I've come to you guys before today's episode, and I wanted to just make sure I put the disclaimer out here. Nothing crazy happened in today's episode, but I want to make sure that it's clear that all views and opinions that are expressed in this week's discussion are of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the opinions or thoughts of the Truth and Transparency podcast. With that being said, guys, let's get started with today's episode.
What?
I just noticed you had Tyrone Biggins.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Just because I told you a story about a Canadian snorting liquor at a pool doesn't mean you get to get on my shirt.
You don't snort liquor.
And welcome back to another episode of the Truth and Transparency podcast with your host, Brother X, and my niggas.
Weird niggas.
Yes, listeners, we on that bullshit. Coming to you live from my bachelor party. Got a couple of my groomsmen here with me. You know him, you love him. He got on like 3 do-rags right now. Mr. Smith, introduce yourself.
It's just one. I can't have just a sack.
Your do-rag got a do-rag. Right? Like your girlfriend got a girlfriend.
Ooh. Teacher Bay, take that up with him. That ain't me. Anywho, favorite fed, Mr. Smith. Ain't gonna do a full intro because nigga been drinking.
You not wrong. I'm about to say the man of many arts and very creative himself. Tash Grace, introduce yourself.
I'm himself. Okay.
Yes, himself.
He is me.
You are Himothy. I'm about to say you might be related to Jimmy Buckets.
Taz creates. Feel slightly offended. MJ might be my dad, but happy to be
Hey, you never know, man. That man was slanging. He ain't only putting shots up on the court.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking about my mama like that.
And we got somebody new to the podcast. One of the most musically inclined people I know. My dark liquor drinking brother from another. Dion, introduce yourself.
What's going on? That's my intro.
It is.
Short, sweet,
I'm about to say it makes so much more sense later.
That's it.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, man, we decided we're gonna record some content for you guys while we're here. We've had let's say interesting is a good way of putting it. Interesting couple of days so far. Still a little bit more to go, but yeah, we're just gonna get to the bullshit. We had a good time. Not a long time, but a good time. So most of us got in Friday. So from there, we're like, okay, they picked me up from the airport. They had the Jeep pulled up like there was like one of those old 90s school video.
Hey, we was New Jack City talking about something. You come off Settlers Landing?
Yes, sir. You know what it is. But no, we hopped in the whip, rolled back to this phenomenal Airbnb. Shout out to this person. Mr. Smith will put it in post.
Making me work even on my day off. Ass.
Nigga, how we gonna edit this?
Jesus.
Alright. Listeners, when you hear this in like 2 weeks.
Don't blame me. I've been drinking.
There you go. But so yes, we got back to the crib. We kicking it. Shout out to my best man for this phenomenal bachelor party gift. We might be using it in the post for social media, but Tash Crates created a phenomenal recreation of my pops as a Funko Pop, and for those who don't know, I am an avid collector of them, so it means the world to me. I am very appreciative, so thank you, sir. Thank you guys for the idea. Shout out to the coach of scientists for approving the idea. Had a nigga crying and shit. But honestly, from there, we was just kicking in, have a good time, and then the first part of our adventure, I tripped to Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar. So, Mr. Smith, you want to take away what happened with our first Uber driver?
Number one, the nigga pulled up and almost pretty much passed the house. And granted, we're in a suburban neighborhood with not that many houses. It was like us, another family next door, and then there's a cul-de-sac. So we put the address, whatever. He pulls up, we say his name, and we get in the car. Nigga,
You made him sound like Candyman.
I'm about to say the way this nigga was driving.
So when we got in, like, first of all, his car was dirty as hell. He had like lotto tickets and coffee stains and napkins in the
It
front.
was all
seat.
losses too.
Nigga, the seatbelts didn't work in the back. We all praying on hoping prayer.
And
One wrong turn, we all flying out the side of the window.
Dog, we would have to clothesline Dion to make sure we go through the race.
Yeah, I was in the middle.
Oh yeah, like, it wasn't. Dion was gonna make it.
No seatbelt.
It's a big one.
I ended up in the engine. It crashed.
Hey, look, you might have cut off the check engine like
So you see what you need is you go and get that carburetor.
You need a quick headbutt to the
I
transmission.
can do it for like $250. I can do it for like $250.
yo, but nah, like all seriousness, the nigga had a maintenance light on, his check engine light on. This nigga is booming 80 miles down 85, and at a certain point, I forgot one of y'all had asked, said, "Are you married?" No. The first thing we said was, where are you from? He asked us where we were from. We all told him. He said, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Haiti. Oh, okay. How long you been here? 21 years. This nigga Dion gonna talk about so you local.
So you from here. Sound like you from here. I was like, that's how we should have known. This gotta be on some bullshit. And that night did not disappoint because we finally got to Harold's and we having a good time. Like we vibing, we kicking in the back, seeing like the vibes and the women and the music and all the things. Shit, good time. So this nigga, Mrs. Smith, decides to go to the restroom at one point. No.
Matter of fact, it wasn't me first. It was him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was him.
I'm sorry. Listeners, we have been intoxicated quite a bit. So if I mess up a story, please don't hold it against me. But yeah, so Task Race goes to the bathroom. He comes back. Well, he's in the bathroom, going to the bathroom. He texts Mrs. Smith, yo, this couple just came out the bathroom. I think they just smashed. And we're sitting at the table about crying, laughing. So it was hilarious because literally, according to Taz, like they literally just used to. Were they the ones with the matching jerseys?
yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, it was.
nigga had a team huddle in the bathroom. But so he comes back. We laughing, we kicking, we drinking. Shout out to those names of some of those drinks. Them shit's funny.
They were. Oh, creamy pussy.
The cream pussy
Yeah.
and the wet
pussy. Aren't they the
So you're saying it's like, so we want to ask
It
about
was a
this.
little bit more moist.
Yeah,
Depends on the viscosity.
It's the same. Viscosity.
I'm about to say it's more, the pH balance is a little bit off.
The same ingredients.
Oh my god. I hate all of you right now.
So,
We gonna make this nigga spit out his drink before the end of the
as long as you don't get it on the mic, we good.
No, I'm not. I'm making sure go other way.
The mic got a do-rag.
Yeah, this is the most nigga thing. I need a wave check.
That mic.
Mr. Smith, the post. I apologize for how much editing you have to do.
It's alright.
Somebody do gotta do it. Is that one of Tia's stockings?
Nah, that was one of mine when I had the shortcut.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dog, this is the same one.
one.
He's had the same sock cap since 2020.
I'm like,
Oh,
gangster.
mixtape coming out. He got the McDonald's cup holders on the wall.
That's 50 Cent mic.
Oh shit.
That's 50 Cent mic.
All of you right now.
Oh my god. So we're
Hustler
continuing.
flow ass.
Corner. Go to the fucking corner.
For a pimp.
So again, listeners, we gonna have some tangents.
Damn.
But I promise you, this ain't gonna be one of the funniest episodes of this
No,
season.
back to the bitches fucking in the bathroom.
Yes.
There's usually never a line for the men's bathroom, so I knew something was off. Either niggas blowing it up. Like the sheets.
We're blowing it out.
Hey. Hopefully in different orders.
Right. So he gets back, we chilling, we vibing, drinking, have a good time. We all catching up. I think we had all had libations at that point, so we vibing. So then later on, Mr. Smith decides to go to the restroom again while we're all chilling. Why did this nigga text us saying, yo, I think another couple was fucking in the bathroom? We was like,
no bullshit. Me and Dion went to the bathroom, and we saw the line, whatever. Cool. And I don't know. Okay, answer me this: was that lady pregnant?
I don't know.
Okay.
But she had,
in the bathroom?
she was skinny with the
stomach.
little stomach, so
And
it could have
was
been
like- It wasn't
she
like
could have been a beer drinker, or
Oh god.
she just been a pregnant person.
she
or both.
might have she had the baby pee. She was pushing pee a little bit.
Yeah, look,
just
we're
a
not
little
body
bit.
shame. She just It was questionable. She shouldn't have been at the bar. She was pregnant.
That's-
I think she was pregnant.
I think so.
If I was a betting man.
It was
No,
like,
pregnant.
that baby gonna come out one a wing set.
So,
Lemon pepper. You know what? Lemon pepper and the creamy pussy.
so at a certain point, we're waiting in the bathroom. I mean, we're waiting in the line, and you know, the one of the doors keeps coming up open, whatever. Cool. The second door finally opens. Why is it the same couple from before that just got done fucked again in the same bathroom?
Second half.
Y'all could just
Had him downstairs.
just stayed home.
Niggas had,
Did you really say halftime?
yeah, niggas had to get rehydrated. They had to go get some more wet pussy.
Creamy pussy.
No.
Viscosity.
Terrence, you gonna kill me before the end of this episode. I already can see it.
Oh, nigga, I don't know how this gonna come out, but this shit is.
But you know what they want, though, right?
What?
Henny.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know why?
Why?
Why? Tell the listener stats.
Henny is an aphrodisiac for niggas.
You're not wrong. Like
Yeah.
bars. Like we gonna get that on the shirt with the other stuff that we talk about on the
Call
shirt.
car for pregnancy.
Like niggas be slinging that shit like they Long John Silver.
Oh God.
Dog. But yeah, so we finished up at Harold's, had a good time, but it was like we gonna kick it. Task Grace, I'm gonna need you to come to the floor. So you decided to take us to a certain establishment called the Claremont Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to explain to the listeners in your own words what the Claremont Lounge is?
So Claremont Lounge is a gym in Atlanta. It's where strippers go to die. And so like you go see the Golden Girls. Most of them aren't here with us, but you get to see their offspring. Long titties, engorged titties, and extras from Men in Black.
Dog. Listeners, you understand.
I had a good
We
time.
walked through Dog, we walked through the door.
We walked through the door. This nigga talking about some. Yo, who's this wide back bitch?
She is huge.
Wide back, big neck,
She was wide.
You about
got
to
a
hire
pack of
for,
Marlboros
like,
in the left titty.
Oh my God.
So we roll in there. It's like, oh, we already knew what time energy was about to be. It's like, oh, this is about to be a story. Like it was crazy. I mean, we vibing, having a good time. DJ's doing a decent enough job, but Shawty with the air balloons.
Yeah.
Listeners, I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny. And again, Auntie, do not listen to this episode. It's back-to-back weeks. You know better by now. Yeah, Shawty didn't have no nipples.
She ain't got no nipples.
Dog, them shits built like how you look at a creative character in Miami Vice.
Damn. Shit.
Like if you ever ask a 12-year-old what a stripper looks like, that's what she looks like. Like nobody, just all boobs.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And it just looked
Their
off.
proportions were off.
Yes.
Like she looked like the PBS logo.
Damn.
I'm
Terrible.
about to say looking like Klay Thompson.
Yo. No. Anywho.
She didn't have any nipples.
Anywho, no, the thing that killed me was the dancing that the strippers did kind of remind me of Grand Theft Auto Vice City when you go into a little club and PS2 graphics and you
Yep.
see them vibing. Like, I'm like, they're not really doing anything yet.
No.
It's three moves.
I need Dion to tell his story.
Oh, we gonna get there. We gonna
one?
get
Oh,
there.
my
I'm about to say his tutoring
my
session.
lovely teacher.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Babe.
Listeners, I need you to understand. Dion went and got a tutoring session from one of the young. Well, I can't say young. I was like,
Relatively young.
I'm not-
For the
I
establishment.
don't know, man. You know white people age like apricots, but we're not gonna worry about that right now.
She was young for that building.
Yes.
Because there was
Relative.
a 65-year-old chick up there.
No, she looked like an extra from a Lifetime movie.
Go. I'm not doing
I'll
this.
give her a Hallmark channel.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get kidnapped.
No. She taught me some
Basement.
basic multiplication.
Yeah. So we vibing, having like a couple shots, like we enjoying the atmosphere. Then this how do I describe her? Not Betty White, younger than Betty White, rest of her soul. But this older white woman comes up, asks Dion, "You want to dance?"
Fuck
So Dion in his move, he was like, "Fuck it." So Dion, would you like to explain what this conversation went?
She said that she looked like my first grade kindergarten teacher, which doesn't even make any sense.
Like,
She
man.
didn't say that. She said she looked like a kindergarten teacher.
No, yeah, this
With her
man
first
gave
grade.
her 20 of his finest.
I gave her $20, and she
was gonna take him on the Magic School Bus.
did one of the same 3 moves for 2 songs straight.
Just all titties in the face, and I'm like, dog, she got a flat back, like flapjacks.
Like flapjacks?
Dog, like you ever seen someone like when people have like they unmoisturized, got little cracks in their skin like that?
Mm-hmm.
That was her back. Like this is flat, divot, flat.
Her butt went inwards.
That shit was concave.
Instead of outwards.
Concave?
Yeah. It's like a bag of potatoes.
She had a crazy
I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm just saying that shit.
Nigga, we gonna get back to you. So, listeners, we vibe and have a good time. So it's almost like 2 a.m. when the DJ come over the microphone talking about, hey, don't worry about going to Waffle House. Go holler at my nigga Cadillac from the smoked chicken sandwiches. Nigga, when I tell you everything in my being almost kept me from falling off the chair, we were laughing so hard.
It was dead serious.
It was that. It was the chili something like kielbasa, some shit like that.
No, those shits was busting at the end of the night.
Well, listeners, as you can tell.
Oh, the hot dogs? Yeah.
So listeners, yes, niggas got hot dogs. Well, 2 of us.
Two.
We were too busy laughing because, ooh boy, had me dying out there. So, listeners, you know how we talked about that first Uber ride there to Harold's? Nigga, it got worse in a whole nother way. So, first, the dude pulls up in a white Ford Fusion, I think it is.
Yeah.
And the dude looked like, I'm not going to assume nothing, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was fucking with the Aryan, the Ku Klux Klan just a little bit. Had me a little bit nervous.
Just a little bit.
He looked like a reformed skinhead, just a little bit.
A little bit.
So we vibing, mind you, almost 3 a.m, like niggas, we just trying to go home. These niggas trying to eat. Me and Mr. Smith trying to go to sleep because we tired of shit, trying to sleep off some of this liquor. And this nigga proceeds to talk about health and like diet tips. And the first thing out I didn't even say it. I texted him.
No, what he did first was I warned him that there's speed traps out.
Yeah.
And so he was hauling ass. He was going like 90 and a 55.
Like, nigga, we were praying for our
He
lives.
said, don't worry, I'm white.
Like, that was, like, listeners, no bullshit. That was his excuse, like, oh, nigga, I'll be fine. Well, without the nigga part.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if he thought he could get away
It
with
was
it, he
implied.
probably.
Yeah.
Nigga, don't worry about it.
We can tell the subtext.
No, he was talking about how he asked for the watch commander and the cop kept asking him to sign the ticket or he's going to go to jail. And he's like, no. And then eventually he ended up signing this shit.
He still
And,
lost.
and still did the same shit that everybody has to do by going to court because they're not going to show up.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you ain't special.
I wish I would demand a watch commander to a cop and see what he say.
Nigga, nigga, you better watch these bullets in your chest. Nigga.
Watch him pull out his gun.
Get you them hollow tips.
But he just
No,
kept,
no, you good.
it's just the fact that he just kept saying, yeah, but it's just, that's my right. Like, I can ask the watch commander. You guys understand, right? He said,
No.
Nobody said anything. Y'all get it right.
Like, listen, you understand. At this point, 2 of us are tired. Another 2
I
niggas.
told him that night, I'm a nigga.
Like, he full on said it in front of him. Like,
He was like, whoa, okay.
oh, he's
No,
moved.
he didn't even, like,
He didn't flinch.
listen to Lorraine.
Like, he flinched. And he was like, dog, I know you have said it before.
He said
know.
him and his boys.
I was about to say, I know you said at least with the hard R. At least once or twice.
Yeah, he actually started off with the breast milk conversation.
Nigga, oh,
He did.
He did talk
And I
about
was trying to figure out what breast milk was best, Cambodia.
he didn't answer that.
dog. Like,
He said-
there was so, like, after a certain point, like, one, we've been drunk, so I'm thinking these niggas just acting fool like we are right now. Then after a certain point, I know Mr. Smith is like half passed out or front. Nigga, I'm in the back, I'm like, oh, these niggas is fucking with
I'm
me.
fucking with him hard.
Dog, like, I promise you, like, listen to this. Like, you ever just poke a bear and just, like, want to see what happens? Nigga, Dion took a fucking branch, beat that nigga over the head with it, and said, what now?
I could have sworn at some point this nigga was just like, tell me more.
He did.
No, he did. So what happened was when you kept telling him about the police story or whatever, after we got past that, or no, when we got past the speeding stuff, he talked about the healthiest food you could have. And he kept saying OPR eggs, organic.
Yeah.
Pasture
They're supposed to be orange.
Right.
Not yellow, some shit.
And I promise you, the first thing, when he started talking about, like, I texted Mr. Smith, I'm like, dog, who the fuck asked?
He said OPR.
Genuinely, like, yo, what? Who asked for this?
He
Like,
kept
didn't
saying
he
it like
ask?
he's going to be on the exam. Like, we
Where
needed
did
to
he
know.
get OPR eggs? Where does he get his OPR eggs?
So,
said-
oh,
He
my.
said, you can get it from Walmart, Target. Just make sure it says OPR. Say it with me. OPR.
Dog, and mind you, we're all sitting here, like, at that point, I'm like, nigga, we know you on some bullshit. We know you don't know what the fuck. He was like, when he talked about his dad, he was like, dog, I only need like 3 things. This, and this. And like,
no, because you gotta be specific.
I'm sorry.
It was 3 stupid things.
Beef, bacon, and like.
And the OPR eggs.
OPR eggs.
Like,
He said, you eat vegetables?
like this is like, so, and one of these niggas said,
I
so,
was like, you shit bricks.
he's like, dog, I know your shit stink. That shit come out like a log.
He was describing what the chickens need to eat for the eggs to be orange. I'm like, dude, get us home. Shut
And
up.
then he got the nerve audacity. We literally not even 2 minutes from our exit. Because he's been speeding, listeners, this nigga missed the exit. I promise you, every bit of tiredness that I felt in my body, I set up, I'm like, oh shit, are we really gonna have to fight this nigga?
Yep.
So needless to say, after another extra 10 minutes of us having to ride around so he could do a U-turn, we literally get back to the house, but it was like, dog. It was like, yeah, he's holding us to give him like a 5-star rating or whatever.
He waited.
And this nigga waited in front of the driveway where we're staying, and we're like, nigga, just give him the 5 stars so he leave because this nigga pull up to the house.
They gonna blow this bitch up.
Yeah.
Oh, you know where we live?
You gotta, before that, he gave us the Mariah Carey special, remember?
Oh, you talking about
Why did he come Mariah Carey? There were 5 niggas in that car, and he's just like playing her best 2000 hit.
He's trying to talk about like, oh, I got this brand new system on a Ford Fusion. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, this is a 2004.
So, that was what was confusing me. He kept saying, yeah, I should burn the music straight to the hard drive. Nigga, it's a car.
Is he from, maybe he's from the past.
There is a hard drive in the Ford Fusion that you can like copy a USB stick. But that's old.
That's not new stuff, though.
that's not new.
The
Like, you
car
talking about like this
has
is
an MP3 player.
like you talking like this is a 2024 edition.
Yeah,
man.
like, the music was old, the technology was old. Nothing's impressive. He's probably from the past. He's walking from a coma. Look at my car can
Dog, he that dude that be on the resorts out of the country, pull up to the black girls like, hey, no, you know, I think the word of Obama, man. I think I would have voted for him if he was the 3rd time. Nigga,
I feel what you guys went through. I hate that shit.
yes.
I'm an ally.
It's like, sir,
some money.
sir, go take your $5 yee haircut somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, we did forget one thing with Harold's
What we forget?
when we were leaving.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
When we were leaving, listeners, Brother X is in front. I'm in the back. Dion's behind Brother X, and Tash Creations is in front of me. And I guess I'm gonna assume, for the sake of argument, that was a bachelorette party.
Oh, it had to be because they're all dressed up like a Beyonce video.
True.
The worst one.
I mean, they had the cowboy hats on, man. I'm like,
And so they stopped Brother X, and literally, there's no hi, there's no nothing. It's literally, hey, do you have a condom?
Y'all got kind of.
Coach of Scientist, I answered how you would tell me to. No. And I kept walking away. I pointed at another nigga.
And literally, they proceeded to ask all of us if we had a condom.
What
And
I say?
raw dog, you fucking asshole.
This nigga said, out his mouth said, raw dog. Straight face. He was like, well, it's time to go.
So yeah, that was.
We were there for 10 seconds.
Dog.
Can you imagine if we were there for like 2 minutes?
Dog, like we actually had a whole conversation. Man.
We were trying to walk through.
Like, nigga, I'm just trying to leave.
Could you imagine?
Dog, it's crazy. So that was the first night. So after dying and waking up at like, what the fuck time did we wake up?
11:30.
Woke up at 11:30 because we got back like 3:30, almost 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So after like a couple hours sleep, we wake up. We're like, all right, cool. We kicking it, we vibing. Everybody shower, try to get their life together. Again, more libations because a lot of this is safe but not sober. Got to put that out there.
That's actually a good slogan. Safe but not sober.
Yeah. I'm about to say, put it on the shirt.
We weren't stupid.
Borderline alcoholic.
I'm about to say, we're not going to talk about that right now. Not on my podcast.
I mean, which would you rather have? Safe but not sober, or Henny as an aphrodisiac for a nigga?
I think the latter.
Okay.
All right, so we understand where we're coming from. Thank you for that. All right, so we end up drinking, have a good time. So we hop in the, shout out to Clifford, the big red truck, because we had, listeners, after this weekend, listen, I need you to understand, Coach of Scientist, I know we've talked about it before, but I think we about to start a Jeep club, because, dog, this Jeep was phenomenal.
It was.
Except for one thing, but we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later that day.
And Teacher Bay, I remember you told me about the Jeeps. I understand it now. I get it.
I'm about to say, we all understand, like, dog, we have seen a total maybe like 20 Jeeps this entire weekend. Like it is a sign.
They were all the truth.
Dog.
Yes.
In different ways.
So we riding in the Jeep going to downtown Atlanta.
Top
off, riding on the highway, vibing, listening to music, being ignorant as hell. But safe, of course, because, you know, we are civilized ratchets. But, yes.
Yeah, we have jobs.
So, we have shit to lose.
Yes, we do.
That is big facts. So, we get downtown, and we're going to this jazz festival. So, mind you, again, we are safe, but not sober. So, we rolling there, walking in the park. We walking down like it's like in the middle of New York. Like, it was phenomenal. Good time. So, we finally get there. Listeners, when I tell you, every bit of food that we saw there looked phenomenal.
That was
Really? I gotta bleep that out, man. Damn!
Oh, I forgot you the feds.
So, Mr. Smith, go ahead and cut that and post it.
Yes. Let's start from here. Go.
And we're back. Okay. So, yeah, so we're there. We walk by all these different booths and just having a good time. Like, mind you, I love Atlanta. There's so many beautiful things about Atlanta that you can just enjoy. Take what you want from that. But yeah, just beautiful. Oh, just wonderful time. So we finally, after walking through maybe about a good 20, 30 minutes, end up getting food, sat down at the table, dog. The weather was perfect. We was vibing in our anime themed outfits, just having a good time. Everything was great.
Dion won.
Oh, shout out to Killmonger. Shout out to Killmonger. Dog,
Appreciate
phenomenal. Had a good time. We'll probably end up posting, maybe we might post pictures. We got to review. We got to talk to people, make sure we talk to our legal team. So after that, we ride back to the crib. Now again, we're not young. We gonna need naps. So when we got back from the park, when I kid you not, it was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We talked about, all right, for the next thing we gotta go to, we gotta be there like 9:30. Dog, we took a whole nap, woke up at 8:45. Was like, dog, I open my door, I look out, and I'm like, ain't nobody moving. Hey, it's 8:45. Everybody get up. We gotta go. Thankfully, we made it there in a decent amount of time after making a stop by the gas station. And we went to Lou Williamsville, if you know what I'm talking about. Listeners, if you know, you know.
That is actually a good way to put it. 'Cause I was trying to figure out how you're going to name it. But yeah, look
I
at
was
Lou
like,
Williamsville.
Yeah. So at said place, we of course, you know, we getting the lemon pepper wings. We enjoying the fries. We enjoying
Nigga, I had a baked potato.
nigga,
You had two.
We had 2 of them. Listeners, at said establishment, we're enjoying the entertainment. We are seeing a lot. Granted, yes, listeners, there were strippers. There were strippers there. I'm about to say we was at a gentleman's establishment. I mean, I'm about to say we saw oblong titties and we saw pregnant titties this time. Well, it's
I
balanced.
saw a pregnant woman, but I guess you have to have pregnancy. You know what?
But pregnancy make the titties bigger sometimes though.
I know, but we're not.
It's the
gonna
milk.
talk about how slow I just was right now. So you can't have pregnant titties without being pregnant. They come together as a package deal.
Like it's part of the iOS update. So we're about here. Shout out to Taz Grace and Mr. Smith for the booth that we had there.
No, that was all Mr. Smith. I had nothing to do with that.
Yes, I will take full
Yeah,
responsibility.
appreciate it.
I didn't know where we were going that night.
Nah, so
In
with
case
that,
anybody listens to this.
Exactly.
yes. So with that, you know, me and Teacher Bay kind of put our heads together, and you know, I kind of put some ideas towards it. She's like, "Oh yeah, that one, do that one for her, because that would work out best." But when we got the booth, the craziest thing was, we're in the booth drinking, and Game 6 is going on.
Yes.
Listen, listeners.
It's like the last 5 minutes of the game's going on.
When I tell you,
This is hype.
if you know how Game 6 ended, when I tell you every nigga in that club stopped talking to everybody.
Ain't nobody throwing no money. Ain't nobody looking at the
They was mad as shit.
Nigga, fucking
It's like
Derek
ass.
White with the George Jefferson hairline pulled off the last second putback to give Boston the win to go to Game 7. Which, at the time of this recording, we have not seen Game 7. So if Miami loses this, I'm blaming somebody.
Nah, man, I need to. Jimmy, listen to me.
I need you walking in with the baseball bat.
The same way you took care of the Bucks, I need you to take care of Boston.
Like, I need him to give me a 50 piece. I need
Yes.
another one.
In Boston.
In Boston.
Boston.
Oof.
Dog, that'd be crazy. You get 52 against Boston after Jason Tatum did 51.
Yeah.
Dog, that'd be crazy.
That means he getting the chip.
Yes.
I don't know. They go beat the Nuggets now.
Dog,
I don't like
Joker.
He's so good, but he's trash. But he's so good.
Like he is built like a dad of 3.
Yeah, he's always out of breath. His form's awful, but he does everything
But
perfect.
he-
He's
yeah.
so good.
Like he just got, it's like the equivalent of young man strength versus old man strength. Like he
Yeah.
just got old man strength.
He's Nordic LeBron.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for LeBron's European counterpart, it's that nigga.
Dog, you ain't
What?
never lied.
Taz, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm about to say you ain't never lied.
Dog, tell me that nigga don't look like the antagonist from Creed 2.
He does.
He look like fucking
He
Dragic.
does. If he dies, he dies.
Alright, LeBron. Like best I can do for you.
Oh my god.
He plays like how you fight in dreams. Like
Explain.
it's really slow, and like you can't. It always feels wrong, but that shit goes in.
Like this nigga just be throwing shit at the rim. It's like fuck it.
Nigga dream about flying.
Yeah.
I know it ain't right, but somehow it's right.
Look, I was just waiting for him to figure out the fuck. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like when your daddy get on 2K, start playing and start hitting shots. Like nigga, I think you didn't play before.
His form, he
Like
passes.
my nigga caught that shit back in his fucking head.
It's like he,
That shit is ugly.
it's like he's passing to the shot clock, and then it goes right in.
But look, you said that when we get together, it's gonna be the second rinse.
Listeners, you understand? This is just 4 of us. For our wedding, there is 10 total. Like either 9 or 10, or 10 including me total. Dog, when I tell you, dog, yeah, of course, yes, I'm gonna be there. But listeners, when I tell you, if we get the opportunity to record all the brothers, all my groomsmen, dog, that episode gonna do numbers,
So you gonna break
dog.
the platform.
Yeah.
Like nigga, no jumper who.
Wow.
But so the game is we're having a good time. Like mind you, we have a lot of young ladies that we donate to their college funds and their car funds that night.
Lollipop.
Listeners,
Shout out to waitress Marnie. If you're listening, you were an amazing waitress. Definitely worked with me over tax, and y'all system was really good. And shout out to I'm trying to remember her name. I think her name was
Neon lights.
yeah. Well, that's what she had on, but I think her name was Ecstasy. She was a great conversationalist.
Okay, respect.
She was a great conversationalist. So we had some wholesome conversation.
Wholesome.
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 With L. Not wholesome. Wholesome.
I was about to say wholesome. You were the wholesome.
No. I am a nice, taken man. I'm good. I'm straight.
So when she, never mind, cut that out. So we're in there, we vibing. Now, I knew what type of energy it was gonna be on when we walked into the booth because we had the back corner joint. So if you ever been in Magic City, it's this back corner joint, and literally we hanging in there and just vibing. There was a shawty already sitting in the booth when we got there. Mind you, she probably just like resting her feet or whatever. But dog, I just looked at her, I'm like, dog, she built thicker than my abuela's salsa. Yeah, that shit was phenomenal.
I'm glad you thoroughly enjoyed it. It was
Yes.
quite an experience. I will say it was really interesting to be around the scammers and drug dealers right outside of us.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
You saw Jeezy just.
Dog, the money was crazy because like we had a decent amount of money. We had a good time. Like listeners, you've heard us talk about our adventures in the strip clubs. Like we know our lanes and we stick to it. We don't do nothing crazy. Like we talked about many of our boys' trips. So like how we do. So we brought our other brothers in. They having a good time. At one point, listeners, I know we jumping around, but said people were enjoying themselves at that establishment, having a good conversation with some young ladies. And me and Mr. Smith looked at each other like proud uncles, like, yeah, that's my boy right there. Look at my boy right there. I see you, nephew.
Honestly, listeners, if we could have taken their faces and their joy and put it in a bottle of some type of liquid and sell that, the world would have no issues.
I was about to say, niggas could end racism
Yes.
with that joy, happiness, and that face.
I don't think they get FDA approval.
No, they wouldn't. But
That's fine. Black market.
a little shot,
A little bottle of joy.
lap dance in the cup.
like not a pudding cup, but a man's cup.
Man's called a fleshlight.
So, but yeah, it just the joy that I saw in their face was like, yeah, this was a good move. It's just the thing was, our mentality and age crept up when we realized we're 3 bottles in. We finished 3 bottles, and we still had one more, and all of us were like, fuck.
Listen, you understand? I wasn't driving the course, so I was intoxicated, like strongly so. Like listen to this, tequila is a hell of a drink. But shout out to Don, shout out to Patron, shout out to anybody that want to sponsor us because we are always taking donations, funds, money, child fund.
Whoa. Shout out to Walmart too.
Hey yo, why?
I'm about to say Walmart. If you want to sponsor us with eggs, we'll take it.
Only OPR.
Only OPR.
Only OPR. Yes. Say it with me.
I'm about to
say OPR.
All right. Remind me. Cut this out, but remind me to cut a promo for OPR eggs. This podcast is sponsored by OPR eggs.
I might have shirts for us for the wedding.
Oh,
If you know.
Yes. But so we're going through. We're having a good time, and even Mr. Smith is getting into it. I mean, he had a good time, and he was showing his age a little bit. But I mean, hey.
I mean, again, I think the thing that was crazy to me.
Nigga, it was 3:00.
Dog, that's when the fucking baked potato and y'all wings came out.
Boy, that shit was so good.
Dog, well, listen, as you understand, we like me and Mr. Smith got our wings first, busted them shits down like forever, like busted, like phenomenal. So we're kicking it, like things starting to wind down. We're on our last bottle. And then Taz and Dion's food came out, and they had like 2 extra boxes. We're like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?"
They showed us some love because I did not pay for the potatoes.
Dog, opened up 2 loaded potatoes. Like they had like buffalo sauce and like cheese and all that other shit in there. Shit looked phenomenal.
I ate both.
Listen, you understand? Taz was downright disrespectful with this shit. Like this nigga looked like this nigga never missed a meal.
Hey, no, I had to sober up though because I had to drive the big red bus.
Yeah, you needed it.
I needed nourishment.
Yes. So we get through the night. We have a good time. We say our goodbyes. Oh, before I would be remiss if I didn't explain how, listeners, I've had many adventures in the strip clubs. Not too many if my mother is listening. I'm sorry. But yeah. So for one of the first times ever, I was in a strip club when I was walking back from the bathroom. And I was walking on a floor of money. Like from the bathroom to our booth, money on the floor. Phenomenal.
Me and Brother X almost slipped like 3 times.
Oh, money.
Trying to just step over said money because it was just slippery. To which then, the thing that amazed me was I'm thinking to myself, me and him are slipping and we're in sneakers.
Yes.
These bitches are in 5-inch heels and they're walking like this, like it's just a normal fucking.
How? Like,
I mean, they're not professional, but like, bruh, like them heels aren't like they are like high quality, and you are stepping like it is like you're on a great like Marilyn Manson. Like I mean Marilyn Monroe. Sorry,
yeah, I'm about to say that is a whole nother visual.
My bad.
That is a whole nother visual.
I've been drinking.
I don't want to go to that club.
Those are 2 very different people.
I know. I had Marilyn, and then it just
Monroe's, yeah. That's thumbs
I'm
up.
responsible for the party.
Anywho, but yeah, no, it just was just interesting to see. Like, again, we are surrounded by drug dealers and scammers, so they threw all the money.
Scammers.
And then somebody, I think someone had like an artist or something had something going on. They were throwing money too. It was like a gaggle of women.
Yeah, and there was an NFL player in there.
There was?
Was?
Marnie, when she came in later on, I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" She was like, "Oh, some NFL players here." I'm like, "Who?" And she couldn't explain who it was. I'm like, "You're not helping."
It's the chick
They
from the
probably
first
told her not to say it.
It's the chick from the first strip club.
Because, I mean, you know, last time an athlete was...
Shut the fuck up! That bitch was like, I got off to clear my lines. I'm going to take notes.
Oh, my
These are
God.
your newsmen.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm very proud.
Good old white back.
Dog, she probably could have carried us from the Claremont Lounge to the Waffle House.
God.
She averaged 28 yards.
She was built like Mike Allstott.
She's not bad.
Dion said she averages 28 yards.
5 yards a carry.
I'm about to say. Shorty statistics were like fullback.
God,
Claremont Lounge.
She Jerome Bettis? Really?
Yeah.
Like, that's what we doing?
5 yards a carry.
Oh my god. So where was I? God, dog. Oh fuck.
My bad.
Lost my whole train of thought.
Nah, I
It
mean,
was an NFL player.
It was an NFL player.
Yeah.
So Marnie told me about that, and then outside of that, it was like a couple of places where, in the H section, I don't know who was in there, but they were not throwing money at all.
Oh yeah, no.
Which was interesting
It was
because
scouting and profiling. You listeners, we've talked about it before, like with strip club etiquette and all the things in one of our previous episodes. Like, listeners, it is an entire ecosystem at a strip club. Like, legitimately, like you have to be able, like, it is entertaining if you are drunk enough, but not too drunk, where you can just watch how they interact. Like I was breaking it down, like, dog, we were watching NFL film on the shit. Dog, it's just one of those things where, like, you watch how they approach. It's like National Geographic, basically.
It is.
It really is, yeah.
So what you're gonna say is, all right, Mike, we're in the corner. Look at the subject. She is a prime stallion.
Like, you
for
can
her
hear
body.
you can hear her feet coming before she comes. Then her ass coming 20 minutes later.
Damn.
Look at
They
that.
had that mean wagon.
Look at the rear on that one.
But I gotta give it to them though.
I don't know if it was the A squad, but
I'm gonna give it to them.
Yeah,
They had
It was a good. It was yeah.
that was a
was
good
top tier.
squad, like a beauty. Honestly, now some of them you could tell they use their beauty to try to get the most money without actually having
Right.
personality.
Yes.
the IG model that just happened to have a side hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
So like she's more so like pay me because I am here versus paying. So okay, fun fact: the first woman that I had,
Young lady, yes.
that I had there, I called her the Chick-fil-A of customer service of strippers because and listeners, if you don't know what that means, allow me to elaborate. Basically, what that means is if you go to a strip club, there are certain women tiers where one could just be like, "Hey, my name is Star. You want to dance?"
Yeah.
Like,
No, Sunflower.
Sunflower, yeah. Hey, my name is Sunflower. Do you want to dance? It's like there's no personality. It's almost just like tit for tat. Like it's no
Very
like,
transactional.
I want a tip.
Like no interaction. Whereas this person literally like, hey, my name is Ecstasy. How you doing? What's your favorite color? Oh, so what do you do? Like we actually had like a full blown conversation to the point where if I remember correctly, I probably was the last one getting a lap dance with y'all, and I probably had it first. Yeah. But because of the conversation that we had, it opened up everything to the point where it's like, again, I understand as an establishment, I am not trying to save a hoe. I'm gonna make sure I put that very clear. I ain't trying to save nobody. But I will fund if you are giving me the right customer service. So
Right, agreed.
she is having a conversation, we're joking, whatever. I'm tipping her off the fact of all the jokes that she's cracking. And then out of nowhere she's just like, okay, well, you gave me $30, we've been talking, so I'm just gonna put my ass on you. I'm like, okay.
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not gonna say no. I just need to know how much each dance is. And then once I find that out, cool. And the funny thing is, she actually undercharged me.
Of course.
She danced for 4 songs.
Listeners, if you
cheaper than the Claremont Lounge.
Yeah.
dog, we were funding the AARP.
I spent some money on my
Oh my
Oh, you
God.
was in Medicare.
$20. $20 for tutoring session.
Bro.
Ain't learned
I
nothing.
ain't learned shit. I learned what not to do.
Nigga, your ass was remedial. But yeah, no, like listeners, and for those who are going to it, like if you can find a young lady or an established where it's like you can have decent conversation with them, it's going to change the entire vibe of it. Because I mean, obviously they know what you're here for. We know what we're here for. We ain't gotta be rude about it. Like just have a conversation. Like I promise you, you're gonna get more money out of those people than them drug dealers and scammers. Like they're gonna blow their wad on you real quick. But you're gonna play the long game. I promise you're gonna get more money from the group.
Mm-hmm.
But let me not speak like I can speak for women who work in those establishments because they know the game. But it's just understand. It is an enjoyable experience if you know what you are doing. And remember, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And to always enjoy lollipops. So, so after leaving the establishment, we riding back. Here's the one bad caveat about the Clifford the Big Red truck. We were literally in this truck with no roof the entire weekend.
Car ain't got no roof.
Dog.
Yes.
That was an ice bath.
We be in this.
Dog, mind you,
It was dope the first 2 days.
We ride, like, it was cool. It was cool. Early in the day, we riding, vibing, the sun's out, everything. Nigga, that shit was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then we try to ride down to the first Waffle House. Oh, we was like, oh yeah, babe, we're gonna get the Waffle House. We're gonna eat. We're gonna hit the highway and get back to the house. Nigga, we got out the car, got like 3 steps, had a group of people walking toward us. Says, yeah, they closed. Nigga, I wanted to fight the air so bad right
What you
there.
mean they
How's
closed?
Waffle House closed?
What you mean y'all
Right.
closed?
What you mean? And mind you, listeners, we've been to this Waffle House before when we came from the said same establishment previously. But yeah, no. So we had to drive another 10 minutes.
It was close.
It wasn't that far. But
It wasn't bad. But they are only doing walk-up window takeout.
It was like Waffle House cookout.
Basically, like I got a strip tray. I got an all-sauce special, chopped with cheese, all that. But yeah, so we end up ordering our food. It took us a hot minute. We were there for an hour.
I had to hook up.
Oh, yeah.
My shit came out quick.
Dog, I was
mine
really
did too.
surprised.
Ours came out quick, and the next 2 were like,
Dog, we sitting
30
there
more
like,
minutes.
I am hurting. I'm like, dog, everything in me, I'm slightly cold. I'm intoxicated. I just want to go home. But nigga, when we got that food, boy,
it's freezing.
got back to the house, busted that shit down.
And went to sleep.
But look,
Good
y'all got in the car. I already fucked my shit up, and I'm just looking at y'all like, y'all look hungry. I'm sorry.
Nigga, you gotta understand, I was holding my entire being. Like my body, my spirit almost left my body that night because of how intoxicated I was.
Yeah.
I wanted to eat driving home, but that shit, it was too cold.
It really
It
was.
was too cold.
Like somehow,
That's
some
it.
way, I was able, as I do on every trip. Margaret, about to say, Mr. Smith will attest to this. I hit him with a, yo, we good? All right. Last 10 minutes of the ride, I'm knocked
You fell
out.
asleep?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I was knocked out. Like I promise you, I can sleep through just about anything.
I ain't gonna lie.
I couldn't do it.
I ain't gonna lie. I was genuinely impressed this time. I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way he can fall asleep in this Jeep. Son of a bitch. he
During a
fell asleep.
blizzard?
I'm about to say, I'm just sitting like this with my arms forward, just
Oh, okay.
like sitting, my chin sitting in my chest, just knocked out. By the time we hit the exit, I was like, all right, cool, we wait. All right, bet.
Dog, that Jeep was loud though. It had like 28-inch tires.
Nigga, it had
Yes.
the fuck you
The
lights.
top off.
That Jeep
The
was
God
mean.
light.
The guy, like, dog,
Like,
the
I-
light that you had on
I
that
could
trip.
switch one day.
Didn't one of our
Yes.
Uber drivers love that Jeep? It was the one going
The
to
Haitian.
the Haitian.
who
No, it
was
was
from Atlanta.
that was him.
Yeah, because he said, oh yeah, I got one of those too. I gotta get my shit together.
Did we have 2 Haitians?
No,
No,
this
It
one.
was the same part.
The same nigga.
This is
He just
before
did
you
my-
called him an Atlanta nigga.
Okay.
It's like before we even got out of like the neighborhood.
Yeah, he actually like put his head out the window. Was just like,
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was like,
So this
okay.
nigga gonna spend a little buck and steal my goddamn Jeep.
yeah.
Dog, like we gotta make sure this shit is there in the
He
morning.
liked it a little too much.
Right. So listen, we leave there. We get back to Waffle House. We all crash like. I like shit. So it's 4:30 in the morning. We all go to sleep. We have to wake up slightly early so Taz can get his get the big red truck back to his owner, and then we went to Top Golf. Yeah, Top Golf. So had a good time vibing. Happy Gilmore over here, crushing shit like I ain't never did this before.
It's just funny.
And then wait. Here's the problem. Taz creates, goes into the back what gets Michael's secret stuff because he's been losing.
Dog, this nigga was gone for 20 minutes,
It comes out.
He comes out
crushing them
swinging.
shits.
I took it personal.
This nigga literally got Michael's secret stuff, and all of a sudden he's just like, he's not missing. How is he not? And he's hitting every hole. This is a
With
problem.
a wedge, not a driver.
Yeah, that was the crazy part.
Like, I had a 7 iron.
Dog. So we do that. We get back in the car, and shout out to Di because he expressed the most genuine thing. Dog, I miss this, and he's tapping the roof. It's like, dog, like I miss this. Like I miss having the roof.
Yeah,
On a
no, that
car.
shit just clicked.
Yeah.
I'm like, this nigga like sunroofs.
No, regular roofs.
Like our shit is covered.
It was quiet.
It was quiet and
The air conditioning worked.
Right.
Oh yeah, all y'all look comfortable as hell in the car. Like, yep, I'm just going.
I fuck with the Jeep, but that was nice to have a roof.
But on the way back, we saw like another 5 Jeeps.
Ooh, in a row.
And then drove by a Jeep dealership.
Malcolm was like, if I see another Jeep, I'm getting one. That's when we drove by the dealership.
They saw 72 more.
I was like, shit. Like Coach Sanders, I know we talked about this. Like we might have to make that happen.
Bluff.
Right? Like God, I know you don't make no mistakes, but come on now, Lord, I just paid off my own car. But needless to say, we came back, took another nap because we be tired after I bust Task Creates behind in Mario Kart.
Dog, you did not.
It was a 10-point win.
Sir, okay. Whatever.
It was 57 to 46.
Dog.
Do I need to play the tape?
Play the tape.
I'm about to say you get your ass. You got your ass beat by Baby Peach.
I got hit by a bomb at the end. You saw the bullshit that happened. I was a victim.
Oh no! Listen, this is the last thing before we get off here. There was some race shit that we saw in this game.
Yeah.
Dog, I kid you not. I literally saw a bomb go around the corner of one turn from Taz, throws it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna blow up before I get there. I hit the corner. I get right here. I'm looking at it, I'm like, dog, this ain't boom, got my ass.
It was a cop.
Nigga.
Damn. That shit hit me 5 seconds later. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. What that nigga say?
Dog, they got your ass.
Damn, he saying shit on the sneak test.
I told you.
So
my jokes have long fuses.
The crazy part was because I was me for Mario Kart was like a character of me, and then you had Taz as a black shy guy. So this dude
makes it worse now.
Right? This dude talking about why he hit me. I told him you throwing too many banana peels.
Hey yo!
And I was like, that's
I ignored you.
Layers. Too many layers.
dog. And I was like, that's what we got Donkey Kong for.
Oh.
Right.
So, listen, that's just a tidbit of what we have going on. We still got another day and some change. Who knows? We might add an addendum to.
Bust your ass in Mario Kart.
we gonna get off this podcast.
No, you gonna get this work in spades.
No.
We're gonna talk
Don't.
about.
I'm about to say don't hurt your feelings. That was that one time.
We're gonna talk about.
I'm about to say, dog, I have beaten you multiple times. Don't
You
do
have
that.
not.
I have.
You beat Tony.
I beat no.
You beat
Who was his partner?
Nah, I don't play with Tony.
You have played with Tony.
I
Before.
do not play with
You
Tony.
have played with Tony before. Where was that dance house? Dance
I
partner.
play with Kelsey.
I still beat you with joy.
No.
I beat you with joy.
No.
I promise you.
No.
Yes. All right, listeners, this has been another episode of the Truth and Transparency Podcast. If you ever want to hit us up, check out our social media at the TNT Pod 123 on Twitter, Truth and Transparency Pod on Instagram, Truth and Transparency Podcast on Facebook, Truth and Transparency Pod on TikTok. And if you ever have any questions, opinions, and want to tell us why all the black people getting hit with shit in Mario Kart, you can always email us at truthandtransparencypodcast123@gmail.com.
Yo, get the sticks, bro.
These fighting words.
How about I say for Mr. Smith, Task Creates, Dion, and myself, if this podcast gets no bigger than what it is right now, we are forever grateful. Our fans are forever grateful. All of our groomsmen are forever grateful. And in immortal words of my father, eat the elephant one bite at a time. Peace.
And of course, as always, toast up to the brothers.
Toast.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Let's sing. Don't pay for pussy.
He's already ended it.